I did feed
If
him
Bowie rolls a
special
1, I
attack.
want it to hit me.
I won't be opposed to killing you to get second place.
Oh my god.
I feel like I need to clip that for like a TikTok or something.
I would do anything. What? To win anything.
Welcome to the Indigo League, where trainers grow and bond with their Pokemon to become the very best and prove themselves unbeatable.
We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon. Last time on Unbeatable, our heroes set off from Viridian City towards Cinnabar Island with the intention of doing a brief stop-off in Pallet Town. On the road, the group ran into the childhood friends of Coryne Willows, Noah and Nels. The group took part in what was supposed to be a fun-spirited battle between rivals, but the gap between trainers was quickly shown when Coryne and Gavin led a decisive victory. After reconciling their lack of experience in battling, Noah and Nels declared that when they met back with the group, they would be much stronger trainers, and Seth gave them the advice to head to the Cerulean City gym and seek out his father's tutelage. They all split up at that point, and then on one of the final days on the road between Viridian and Pallet, the group was hit with one more pleasant surprise. Seth's mystery egg that he had found abandoned in the Viridian Forest finally hatched, revealing his new Spearow, Sail. The group, now a little bit bigger, our heroes find themselves nearing Pallet Town and eventually the ocean beyond. Now that you are all sitting in the camp, you guys were starting to pack up when Sail's egg began to hatch. And at this point, Seth, you are still holding a brand new baby Spearow that you've just done the rundown with on your Pokedex. I'm pretty sure some of you are cooing quite cutely over this Pokemon, but none of you as much as Ava the Staravia. That bird is obsessed.
I'm inches behind Ava, just also enraptured by tiny baby Burrty.
Yeah, I'll have Bowie out getting familiar with his new buddy.
Okay, can you go ahead and roll me a Pokemon handling check?
Ooh, I gotta do those things.
Well,
Let's see.
Totodile is a predatory species, especially small birds.
Oh god. Oh
Um,
god.
6.
With a 6, 6 is pretty good. I think when you introduce Bowie, he's a chill enough Pokemon to where he's just kind of happy and excited that there is a new member of the team. But Bowie doesn't seem like overly excited the way that like Staravia or any other Pokemon is, you know? With Bowie kind of coming up and meeting this Spearow, it does really put into perspective how much smaller this Pokemon is than its normal size. A normal Spearow is, I think, about a foot tall. This thing fits in your hand because it's freshly hatched. And as Sail is just kind of like getting comfortable, it took a lot of energy to break out of that egg, and now your tiny Pokemon is falling asleep in your hands.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Yeah, okay. You do that?
Yeah, just put him back in the ball.
Yeah, you absolutely can pull it into the Pokeball, and it'll continue to sleep in stasis there. The rest of you, I assume, are getting ready to go for the day, because if I remember correctly, you guys have the rest of today and then tomorrow morning before you hit Pallet Town.
Yes.
That sounds right.
Okay. With you guys having run into Noah and Nels yesterday, the encounter die has reset for what you'll be running into today. So, who would like to roll for today's encounter?
Not me, I always roll super low.
I'll do it.
I think Coryne
Okay.
should do it.
Coryne, go ahead and roll me a d20 and let me know if it's a 17 or higher.
If I talk
Nope,
slowly
15.
enough, I'm always right.
It is not. Okay.
That is what I was gonna say.
Then, as you guys go through the today, not a lot happens on the road, but there's a lot buzzing in your mind because to bring it back to something that happened at the end of last session that I think might have been kind of stepped over because there was this, wonderful birth of one of your new teammates. All of you over the course of the day at some point begin to remember the news that you received this morning that the Blue Rockets, for some reason, collapsed to the Diglett Cave tunnel between Viridian City
Oh yeah.
and Vermillion City. And it's one of those things where as you head back to Pallet Town, back to the place where you encountered these rockets, back to the first time that your life was truly in danger, it weighs on each of you. I would love to hear from each of you how it affects your characters as you go through the day, because this kind of knowledge is one of those things that you just kind of have to sit with as you hike. Coryne, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Coryne has probably got Myrtle out on her shoulder every so often, like picking up a leaf or something, handing it to Myrtle to like play with or something. Her mind is really racing anywhere else other than what's happening in front of her right now. She's definitely thinking about the blue rockets, which leads her to think about the crimson rockets, which leads her to think about Graham, which leads her to think about the attack on the It's like, it's a really big cyclical thing with these people that she truly hates. Every so often you'll see her eyebrows scrunch down like she's trying to figure out something, trying to think about what the motives are to collapse the Diglett tunnel and why there were so many blue rockets in there. And not having any more answers, she just stays kind of quiet.
As your other companion is being very quiet and contemplative as you travel, Gavin, how is Gavin taking to this sort of new threat? Something that I think he's the only one of these three that hasn't lived his life with the knowledge of the blue rockets, crimson rockets, and all these things, because he's not from here. And how is he taking to this?
Well, we have very similar terrorist groups in my own country. My own region, I should say. So I think that Gavin is trying to put the pieces together. He doesn't really see what value collapsing a tunnel is, apart from, being destructive, causing trouble. And I think he's worried that his dad might have a hand in it. Not necessarily like a guiding hand, but just like he's caught up in it somehow. Because he's had dealings with criminal types before, and yeah. So I think he's trying to piece that puzzle together, and that's really how he's dealing with it.
That makes a ton of sense. And then, last but certainly not least, Seth, how are you dealing with this as he's kind of walking and thinking about his new Pokemon, but also all of these threats?
Not necessarily like thinking hard on it, I would say, just because like it's stuff that happens a lot. I don't have necessarily the most personal of ties with blue rockets to have a like warranted concern other than like the safety of those in Diglett Cave, and trust the ranger system, and that they'll investigate it properly to see what's going on. But otherwise, it's not taking up too much space in his brain, because like stuff happens where they get past it and ends up getting thwarted in the end anyway. So it's not like a major concern.
Okay, so you think he's taking this a little bit more nonchalant because he has trust in everything that's going on around him. Okay, good to know. Writes down, destroy ranger system, and we move on.
You. Does Vermillion say anything, or is Vermillion looking any type of way?
I'm glad that someone asked. So, as you're traveling, the fourth member of your party actually did not speak up for the entirety of the egg hatching, nor have they spoken up for the entirety of travel today. They have been traveling in their default mode of hoodie up, drawstring pulled, walking, looking directly at the ground, hands in pockets.
Coryne, every once in a while, out of her pensiveness, will kind of almost like snap back to reality just to make sure she's going the right direction. You know that thing like when you're driving and you're like, oh shit, I'm driving, like that type deal?
Yeah, 100%.
And so when she like snaps back for a quick second, she's gonna notice Vermillion, just kind of walk over and be like, hey, how's your day going?
I mean, we're traveling, so like we're on our way.
True. God, I'm glad the weather's nice.
Wow, weather. You went with the weather of everything to talk about?
Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know how to lead into things. Like leading things is, you know what I'm trying.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Great day to walk on the ground with feet and legs and stuff.
Seth, chill
I'm
back
sorry,
there, okay?
It's hard to overhear that type of. You led with the weather?
I don't.
Yeah, all of you are walking, and you can hear each other.
I'm trying to check on. Okay,
I think it's
all
gonna
right.
rain,
Let's do it this way.
Yeah,
How's
all
everybody doing? Quick check-in with everybody, because I know I'm up here not doing too
Great
hot
weather.
with all the news. Shut up, Seth. Seriously though, Vermillion.
I think Gavin's right. I think it's gonna rain.
Oh my god.
I'm a little worried that I still haven't heard back from the captain, but besides that,
We still got like a day and a half.
I don't know. And if we can't find it, maybe we can rent somebody's like water types and just go across. I don't think it'll stop us too much.
Are you worried about Cinnabar?
Cinnabar is gonna be spooky, but that's just part of training. We're on our way, and the four of us are together, and obviously we can take on scary stuff. So that's gonna be fine.
That's the attitude to have.
But other than that, no, I'm not too worried about Cinnabar. I mean, you guys have water types, we'll be fine on Cinnabar.
Okay.
Speaking of that, if you need a water type, pull out the old rod. If you need it,
You
it's
pull
here.
an old rod? I mean, Gyarados is pretty good. Maybe I can get away with that.
So there's a
You want
chance.
to try to catch a Gyarados?
I mean-
Yeah. Well, you don't catch a Gyarados with an old rod. You catch a Magikarp, and then you train it. And by train it, it's a lot of throwing the Magikarp in front of things and hoping it'll evolve.
Yeah, I just don't think we've got time before we get to Cinnabar
More
to
than
train
enough
a
time.
whole Gyarados.
Well, if I just throw out a Magikarp and make it mad enough in the middle of the gym fight, that should work.
Does
But that's not the plan. That's a joke.
I was going to say, I feel like ethically that might be a
I want
problem.
to
As
imagine
a-
like the old rod works in just any pool of water that you can just dip it into.
Just summons a Magikarp? No, that's not how that works.
Hey, excuse me, it has a 100% chance of finding a Magikarp.
Magikarp. If it pulls anything up, it's a 100% chance of finding a Magikarp.
Good lord.
Hey, yeah, there was Lake Verity right around the corner from where I live in Sinnoh. And legend has it there's a red Gyarados there. I have yet to see it.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a red Gyarados here in the Kanto region.
My dad has
Huh?
it.
Yeah.
Just show a
Huh?
picture of.
Are you for
well,
real?
I mean, it's not like your dad's, right? It's
No,
the
no,
champ.
no. We
It's the former
Just take care of
champions.
it. We
Yeah,
take care of it.
yeah. Oh, have you guys not
Red
seen?
has a red Gyarados. This is stuff I
No,
should
no, no.
know.
Former champion.
No, this was Lance.
It's a really famous Pokemon. I actually thought about making the trip up to Cerulean to see it once, but I ended up going south instead.
Well, hey, just let me know anytime he's not battling. He does do FaceTimes. It is like 500 Poke per like 10 minutes because of like. I'm just kidding. That was a total made up. We can't do that.
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say I would pay that. That's pretty good. That's a good rate.
What?
Other than that, no, I'm not worried about Cinnabar. I think we're gonna do fine.
If anybody's ever worried about anything and they want to talk about it, I'm pretty good at listening. Okay.
Are you
I
worried
hope
about
you're
anything?
much better at listening than like trying to like bait us out.
No, what
'cause
I'm
that's
worried
really-
about
I
is this
know,
weather.
I hate you all. All right, Myrtle, let's go. And I like walk ahead a little bit. I take my
that
full
works.
stride instead of the half stride that I've been
showing
taking.
off that you're big versus everybody else. That makes sense. Yeah.
Look how your full stride totally leaves Myrtle in the dust. Like
No.
Myrtle's like, quick, quick, quick.
Myrtle's at a full sprint next to you.
Squirtle.
Sorry.
That's kind of the vibe for the conversation for the rest of walking for that day. Eventually you guys get to the point where Seth, you're very aware that you are approaching Pallet Town. You're definitely going to hit those cliffs by tomorrow morning. And by cliffs, I mean tiny ledges that you managed to fall over 3 of them.
Redemption.
But you guys bed down for the night, pulling out the large 4-person tent, getting all of your Pokemon ready. Can everyone please pull out some D20s so we can roll progress for all of the organizations?
Or a D12 if you're
No.
gonna.
Unless
The
you're
day?
Kenna and you pull out a D12.
Did we roll the encounter die for the day?
We did already this morning,
Oh.
and Kenna rolled not the thing.
Wow,
Yeah,
good
I
job,
didn't roll
Kenna.
high enough.
Yeah. Let's go ahead, and because Kenna started us in the encounter roll, let's start with, did you roll a D20 over there, Gavin?
Oh, is it not time?
What was that? No. I was starting with you, so if you just rolled it, we're keeping that.
It's a 20.
No.
Oh, you bastard. All right.
Wait. Who
All right.
is he rolling for?
My dad.
He's rolling for his father.
Turns out it is your dad involved.
It's your dad.
I have to go decide if the first step on his goal is something that would be publicly known, or if I think that. Nah, this is just something I know. Okay, the first step on
Dad
his
just
goals have
texts
been
you,
taken.
Hey, kind of took out 2 whole cities. That's on me. My bad.
As if his dad would have his phone number after the restraining order. Anyway, Seth, can you go ahead and please roll for the Crimson Rockets for me, please?
What is happening?
Ooh, 19, spooky.
Spooky, but not there.
Nine on
Kenna,
top,
can you roll me a
sorry.
D12 for the Blue Rockets, please?
No, I can't. It was on. It was on the 12, but then it turned into a 7. So.
Okay, sounds good. Gavin, can you roll me a D20 for unnamed group number 1, please?
Come on, net 20. 12.
Okay. Matt, can you roll me D20 for unnamed group number 2, please?
Nope, that fell.
I hate that I saw it pop into frame. It was like, what?
That was an 8.
An 8. Okay, good. So, okay, let me move up the time clock then. I want you to know, the way that I have this is it's just a list that I just delete the top goal.
what's
Whenever
funny,
it's
though,
like, all right, that's been completed.
I've kept everyone at bay. You guys are moving the plot forward. What's up with that?
Wait.
Yeah.
You just
Crimson
wait.
Rockets are never going to get anything.
You're gonna hit a 20 on the Crimson Rockets, and they're gonna blow up another city, and it's gonna be all your fault.
It's because Gavin spent all day thinking about it. He's manifested it.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to just like kill like gym leader Harrison. Like when you roll a 20, it's just like they murder somebody.
No.
Okay. So with that is the organization rolls for the night. The next morning, you all awaken. You have all of your things. It is time to move on. Today's the day. As you guys are traveling, the next morning, people start to begin to populate the trails. I have a new dice system that I have developed, and I was wondering if you guys wanted to try your hand at farming some quick battles without actively role-playing every battle.
Yes.
Because you guys are a little low on money.
For sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Raise your hand if you would like to try and do a quick battle with somebody on the road. Okay. Seth does not want to do one. Good to know. So, I'm going to roll the number of trainers possible for you to run into. The way that this is going to work is this uses a system that other systems uses of high victories, failures, and low failures. So what this is going to be is essentially you're going to take from me a D20 and you're going to add whatever the rank of the Pokemon you're using is. So go ahead and roll a D20 and add it, and I'll tell you how it goes.
Wait, I have to decide who's
I'll do
fighting.
it too. I want to roll.
17.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
There are 5 trainers that you have the possibility of going up against, so this will not be evenly distributed. But
Roll the D20 and add the rank of the Pokemon that's fighting.
and add the rank of the Pokemon that will be fighting.
Dang, Sale's gonna have a rough time. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna get Sale.
I got 14.
14. Okay.
Lay 'em.
11. Okay. So, with the first round of trainers, as you guys come up, you actually find a group of 3 very similar to your group of 4. And as they come up over the ridge, the first people you encounter, they're all wearing their hiking equipment and everything. After quick conversation, you each split to your different sections of general clearings and the woods. All of you bringing home victories for today's battles. However, one of you bring home a major victory. So what that means is your major victory, Gavin, you take no wounds on your Pokemon. However, the 2 of you with just base victories are each going to take 1 major wound to your Pokemon.
Oh no!
Let's go, Queenie!
With that, there are 2 trainers that you will encounter over the rest of the morning. Does anybody want to try and take those 2 on as well?
For sure. If Queenie's got no wounds, absolutely.
Okay.
Queenie's
Sounds good.
Queenie's
Go
going
ahead.
again.
Go ahead and roll. And then I will give you guys just a base amount of money for an encounter.
Ooh.
Coryne, what did you roll on your die? 10. Okay. And then Gavin, what did you roll?
21.
21. Okay. That is a major success. So you once again take no damage.
Damn.
Coryne, that is the lowest possible number you can get to succeed. So you are going to take another major wound onto your Pokemon,
Oh, no.
but you are also going to succeed.
Myrtle!
Queenie's
So,
fucking picking names.
Pulling up the amount of Poke that you are going to get. What is the highest level or the highest rank of the Pokemon that you used? 3,
2.
2, 2. Okay. So, let's see here. Gavin, you are actually going to earn a little bit less money because you used a higher rank Pokemon.
Let's chill.
That's just letting you know. Let's see here. So, Gavin, you are going to earn a total of 900 Poke over the course of the morning. Coryne, you are going to earn 1,000 Poke over the course of the morning. And Seth, you are going to earn 500 Poke over the course of the morning.
Nice.
Money.
That's a pretty little penny in your guys' pocket.
That's so nice.
But as you guys get through the morning doing your battling, it does take you longer to travel. Eventually, it's around midday when you reach the ridges overlooking the entirety of Pallet Town. Once again, this quickly growing city that still has this almost misnomer, Pallet Town. As you can see, the spread out different, like small cottages that have been there forever, where the long roads have kind of transformed into metropolitan city streets and walking trails and large buildings. You guys find yourselves back at Pallet Town. Seth, I believe you have revenge that you want, and Gavin has a hand up.
Guys, this is where we took our picture.
I want
This is where you
to
took your
join
photo.
in with what Seth's about to do,
Okay.
but in a weird way.
But in a weird way?
The weird way
But-
not getting hurt? Because I expect to get hurt.
This is a way of I'm gonna get Ava out, and I'm gonna hold on to Ava's feet, and we're gonna run off.
Oh God.
You know that you have like a size small Pokemon,
Yeah, I know.
right?
I'm not expecting to fly.
She's just gonna drag Ava.
Have you
down.
ever held a chicken and jumped with it? That doesn't help you gain lift.
This is
Have you ever
resistance
held a
training.
Zelda?
This is for Ava.
I'm gonna tie a ton brick to you. Tell you it's resistance training.
It's
Jesus.
also
Seth,
just
tell me
fun.
about what you're trying to do.
Coming up to the ridge, I'll be like, "Hey, have you guys ever jumped down these ridges to like speed up your travel? We could race."
Leroy.
You want to
That's
race?
not a question I need answered today. I'm gonna take the long way.
Do you want to race?
Gavin.
Absolutely.
Okay. On your
I'll race
mark,
you.
And just start running.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have everybody just for the like takeoff of like, you guys want to race and whew, take off. Everybody, please roll me an agility check, please.
Oh, agility. Okay.
This is for the just the initial takeoff.
Okay.
Okay, no shit. I exploded twice.
Coryne, what are you rolling for agility?
A D6.
What die are you rolling?
Wow.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, Coryne, what was your agility roll?
14. Oh, add my
Did you
badge.
add your badge?
All right, 15.
Nice. Okay, Seth,
5.
5. Gavin,
That's a cool and sexy 4.
nice. So Coryne is going to be the one ahead as you guys get to the first ledge. Whew, you guys are about to get ready to that ledge. Coryne has that half a second lead on each of you as you guys go over. Are you guys going to try and hop the ledge or climb down the ledge?
Hop it.
Hop? Okay. Coryne, what are you thinking?
I have a little bit of a lead. I'll try to climb.
Okay. So, Coryne, go ahead and roll me a strength check.
Oh,
and the other
you-
two of you roll me
You're
agility.
so
Oh,
fucking
good.
dead.
Good.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, my badge. Okay.
10.
Okay, so Gavin, 7. Seth, 10. Coryne, what did you get?
Dirty 20.
Neither of you rolled low enough to take a wound off of this first ledge. As you both go to hop, you see that Coryne, as she reaches ahead of you guys, grabs one side of the cliff with one hand and just almost starts to like slide down using feet to occasionally kick off the side and keeps going. She is the athlete, and as the two of you like both leap and land hitting the ground, you look at each other and you go, this is probably a race for second
Yeah,
place.
this is a
between
fight
the
for
two of
second
us.
place. Sure.
This is
We
a
knew
race
that
between the
going
two of
into
us.
this.
Freaking Coryne the Spelunker here.
Hey.
And as you guys are running down, Seth, you hear "Totodile" as you never removed buoy from your shoulder, is what you didn't mention
I
to
know
me.
it's redemption. I got to make up for it.
That's valid. That's valid. So Coryne is currently 2 ahead. As we get to the next ledge,
How's
go ahead and roll me
Myrtle
again.
doing? Little spelunking.
Myrtle is I don't think we can hear Myrtle. I think Myrtle's just in shell mode.
That's
the
another
moment.
7.
Another 7, okay.
Is it another agility or is this what is
Yep,
this?
another agility for you. This is gonna be the same rolls that each of you just made, but again.
10.
Okay. And then Coryne.
13.
So, with that is the second ledge, and again, no one rolled low enough to take any wounds. I want to clarify, from Vermillion's point of view at the top of the hill, you all look like super athletes, even if Coryne is a super soldier. You are all just parkouring like champions hopping down these cliffs. All right. Final roll. Final roll. This is going to determine third place
It's me.
for this roll.
It's gonna be me.
Okay. It's gonna be mine.
Ooh.
Come on. Oh, are you kidding me? I wanted to explode
Okay.
and I didn't.
All right. Gavin, what'd you roll?
I got an 8. I did better. But I
Okay.
didn't
Seth,
explode.
what'd you roll?
8.
Ooh, I'm gonna have the two of you re-roll. Coryne,
Come
What did you roll?
I need
A
to explode
9?
here.
4.
Okay.
There's a chance for us if we re-roll and get higher than a 9.
Well, it's a reroll against the two of you. It's the two of you against each other. Gavin, what'd you roll?
I rolled another 8.
Okay.
I got a 6.
Seth, what'd you roll? Oh, Gavin's gonna come in second place. However, as you, Coryne,
Wait, I have
like
a
are
question.
grabbing. Yo, what's up?
Can I have buoy hydro pump to push me
Hydro pump
forward?
to push you guys?
Or are you
Push me
100%
forward.
Okay,
me?
I'll go ahead and roll a special attack roll for Bowie real quick.
Okay, I did. feed
If
him
Bowie
special
rolls a
attack.
1, I want it to hit me.
I won't be opposed to killing you to get second place.
Oh my god.
I feel like I need to clip that for like a TikTok or something.
I would do anything. What? To win anything.
12. Adding them.
12. Okay. So, as Coryne, I'm gonna narrate this from your point of view because you're up at the front. You are sprinting. Every once in a while, you'll turn around and you'll flip your whole body around, grabbing the edge of a cliff, and just like start sliding down. You're basically in free fall for most of it, but you're so athletic that you can just catch yourself. And like you're at the point where you can do that thing that like the parkour people do, where they like land on the tips of their toes and roll forward.
Ninja roll.
And as you get to that third ledge, you see like that opening chain link gate to get into Pallet Town. You turn around, and they're still up at the second ledge. And as they eventually hop down, they roll forward. They once again hop down off of that third ledge. You can see that at this point, Gavin is just a little bit ahead. Gavin is gonna hit second place. And then you see the third cliff at the bottom explode as you see just a torrent of water poof, as Bowie as a little jetpack just water coming out of his throat pushes Seth past, and Gavin, you get knocked in the shoulder and go twirling off to the side as Bowie slams both of you directly into a chain link fence. Both of you please take a major wound. Both you and Bowie. Seth or Gavin, you're gonna take one minor wound from that.
Are you okay?
As you look down at Seth actually never got to the ground because Seth hit the chain link so hard that he bent into it and is still like laying on the chain link fence.
Oh.
It doesn't count, you're not on the ground.
I'm gonna roll off the fence.
Totodile.
Good job, buddy. That was what we wanted to do.
You see Vermillion has been like slowly walking down the switchback trail, and eventually they get to where the third ledge would like go next to the switchback trail, and the entirety of the wall of that has just collapsed outward on the trail, and it's just like dirt completely covering the trail. And Vermillion looks over at you guys, still like 10 feet above you, and goes, "Really? All right." And then they walk over to the dirt pile and do that thing where they like put both their feet on and kind of like try and like slide down the dirt. I'm gonna roll agility for them, which is not
It's
high.
really muddy.
Oh, be
It's
careful.
really
They actually
muddy.
rolled pretty well.
Oh, thank God.
They down the dirt. That was not a question I needed answered today, and I'm glad I didn't take part in that.
What are you talking about? All right. So,
All right.
where do we need to go first? The Pokemon Center? Me? Yes.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah,
go
well-
check in with Poppy.
Yes. Oh, that's at
Okay.
the lab. So yeah, we can go to the lab.
Have we heard back from the captain yet?
Yep. Oh.
As you pull out your cross transceiver, you have not yet received message from Captain Nolan.
Nope.
Oh, but isn't he supposed to be back like yesterday?
Yep.
Maybe give him a call.
1 second.
It's the disconnected noise is what you receive. You don't receive a ring.
Did he receive a ring last time? Like, did it ring through?
I'm gonna if you guys are heading to the Pokemon Center, Queenie made it out of my fights okay, so I'm gonna head to the docks and see if they have like a manifest or something. I won't be long. Unless I get mugged again.
Do you want someone to go with you?
Yeah, maybe don't travel alone.
Especially with what happened last time.
Joined a terrorist organization, so maybe it's okay now.
Okay, I think that's a little too soon. Vermillion looks over at Coryne.
No,
It's a little too soon.
How about Coryne and I will go to the lab. You guys go to the dock or whatever?
Okay. We'll go check in at the dock, and then we'll meet you guys.
At
Where?
the Pokemon Center afterwards? Because it's right across the street from the shop, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll
Okay.
check in with Joy and see if they fix the roof. Maybe not. It's been 10
Sounds
days.
Okay,
good.
let's do this. And break.
Break!
Good initiative. Let's go.
We're going to go ahead and start with Coryne and Seth, the two of you taking off towards the Pokemon lab. It's a pretty far walk. You remember that the last time that you wanted to get there, Seth, you only got there as quickly as you did because you were on the back of an Arcanine.
This is true.
Heading all the way east to the Pokemon lab, you eventually find your way up to that hill where there's the black gate that's there, installed after the Blue Rocket attack. Not last week, but the one several months ago. Coryne, you pull out your identification and get y'all heading up?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll reach in my bag, shuffle, and grab my lab coat. Toss that on.
Oh, nice, 100%. As you guys kind of pull through the gate, Seth pulling on his lab coat as he does so, you get a flash, Coryne, because you haven't walked back up this hill since a week ago when you had just met Gavin for the first time, where he snuck in behind you. But you eventually get up the hill and make it up to the Pokemon lab, where there's that porch area with a large door, and you easily enough pull it open. And once you enter the lab, it once again with that pneumatic opening of the door.
Is there a window in the door?
There's no windows on the first floor, period.
Okay, before...
For security reasons.
Right before I let the door close, can I just take a peek out and make sure no one's behind us?
Okay, yeah, 100%. Go ahead and roll a spot hidden check.
Ooh.
You looking for something?
Just making sure people are weird. Intelligence?
I'll give the help
that's
action.
Not high. 3.
3. You are not able to track down any specific person or people with you at the moment, other than obviously Seth, who's been walking with you. But every once in a while, you do that thing where Seth walks at just the right pace where you lose sight on this side of your vision, and then when he steps around you on this side, it spooks you just a little.
Sorry, my arm's
but
stuck
you
in
don't see anyone.
the armhole thing. It's not used to sleeves.
All right, brilliant. We walk in?
You open up the front door to the lab, as I mentioned, the pneumatic opening, and as you pop in, all the lights are off in the lab currently. There's still the buzzing of machines and the little lights going on, but there's...
You never know. Not that I've seen them do that when I was here last time, so...
Yeah, I don't think any... Poppy? Hello? Professor?
What?
Poppy?
Is her light
Yeah, you hear
switch?
Poppy in the distance. Maybe 2-3 rooms back.
Can I just
all the lights are
hit
still
my
off.
hands on the wall to try and find a light switch?
Yeah, eventually you find... You hit one and you hear a machine start to boot up, and you quickly turn it back off. And then another one is a light switch that clicks on.
It's like, what did you just hit? I heard 2 buttons. Nothing.
Nothing.
Cool. Can we just start walking back to find Poppy?
Okay, you start heading back through the archways, and eventually you get to where Poppy is at Professor Oak's actual desk. Not the one that he uses for research that's up near the front with all of the different equipment, but further back in sort of this suede lavender office with large oak bookshelves. It's definitely older than the current Professor Oak. This is probably an office of the previous Professor Oak that was sort of assumed by the current Professor Oak. But she's there at this large oaken desk, and she's got a laptop in front of her, and you can tell by the rubbingness of her bleary eyes that she's just waking up.
How often do you sleep, Poppy? It just seems like every time I see you haven't.
I sleep when I'm tired, and then I about once a week remember to go home. I think I've been home once since you guys left.
Gotcha. You maybe think about that.
Good morning.
No, I don't want to. Fuck you.
Wow. How do you do?
Sorry, I take my work schedule very seriously. Don't.
What
is what I like to
schedule?
do.
You don't have
Anyway.
all right. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I like to. I like to not have a schedule. I like to do things when I want to do them, and then if I don't want to do them, I leave them, and it happens. Actually, did you know as long as you sleep when you're tired, you'll be fine, and we can ignore sleep research as much as we want?
Actually, I completely believe you.
I want to keep this lab coat. So yes. Have
you been wearing that this whole time, or did you put
The
it on
whole
right
time.
before you walked in?
The whole time.
I don't know which is lamer. That's why I'm asking.
The whole time.
You're wearing one.
Yeah, because it's my job. You're a pretender at best.
Wow,
Oh,
rude. That
whoa.
is
Have you had... Let's go
hurtful.
make you some coffee, Miss Thang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That was
a
mean.
little mean.
I was
I'm
going to show
sorry.
you a
That
really
was-
cute Pokemon that I just hatched, but now I don't feel like it.
Oh, your egg hatched. How's the Spearow?
Maybe it did. I don't know. It's nicer than you at the
Ooh,
moment.
wait. Did it hatch? Did I just spoil that?
Yes.
Coffee immediately. I'm gonna go make some coffee.
Oh, I feel bad now. Yeah, you go and make the
feel
coffee.
bad.
Lord.
Okay. Coryne, I have the Pokeball for whenever you're ready.
Pokeball.
Remember you're borrowing the Lapras?
Oh,
You're
no, I
borrowing a
completely
Lapras?
forgot about that. Yeah. Well, you know, Poppy got the hookup.
Well,
You're making it sound very nonchalant, but I feel like that's still a pretty big thing to like. Lapras, you're getting one to borrow.
I mean, I'm borrowing one. I'm borrowing one.
Yeah, that's
I just need you to sign this release saying that you're not going to use it to battle.
Dang
it. Okay, you've signed that. Now pass over your Pokedex and I'll put it into your temporary care. And you can take the Lapras.
Is there any recovery machines in the lab?
There are 2 recovery cradles.
Buoy.
Well, you don't have access to use them, but you can
I
ask
have a
her to
lab
do
coat. I can.
Yes,
A
because
lab
that
coat.
constitutes credentials.
I want to walk over to one of them and just see if I can try and use it, just based on guessing what the computer
No,
password.
it's like
would
when
be.
you. Oh, you want to try and guess the password?
I'll
Okay,
try and
because it is
figure it
like
out.
one of those printers that you have to like type the key code in before you
Yeah.
can use it. But it's a fucking like multi-$1,000 like healing device.
Yeah, it's D04K. It's Goke.
Go ahead and roll me 3 d20, and if all of them are 20s, you successfully get the code.
I am rooting for you to get this. I hope you know. I really want you to get this.
That's the chances of you
Shut up.
blind
Shut
getting.
up.
Is
Shut
one
up.
of them a 20?
Shut up.
Shut up. 4.
1, 2.
No, you bitch. You fucking
I'm
liar.
kidding.
You
That's
bitch.
what
This
I know.
bitch.
I broke one of the machines, so I'll move to the second
You
one. and
break
Try
it?
it again.
Oh, no, you're fine. No, you are not able to access without the code.
Beep 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 beep. Hey, my code's not working here, Poppy. Can I borrow yours to heal up Buoy?
What code?
You don't have a code.
There
You
was a
don't
code in
work
this
here,
jacket.
Seth.
There was
That's
a
not
code
how
in
the
jacket.
codes work.
I don't know. Well, anyway, while you guys are talking, can I heal my Pokemon? He is hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, I can toss up the healing cradle for you.
Thank
but
you.
are you guys just heading out today? Is your ship captain ready to go?
Well, actually, we were supposed to, but we haven't heard anything. Well, Gavin's kind of the one communicating with the captain, and he hasn't heard anything, so he went off to go check on him. I guess at the
Oh.
dock. I don't know.
Okay. Well, here, let me. And she goes over and she starts typing into one of the computers after she's gotten the cradle running and Bowie's Pokeball is healing.
Coryne, do you want to heal Myrtle too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you also heal Myrtle. But she begins to type into the device and she goes, "There's not any accident reports for any ships offshore or anything like that currently."
Thank God for that. I didn't even think to check that. Hey, I don't know how good you are with tech, Poppy, but when Gavin tried to call him, he got the signal.
Okay. To stick within my job parameters, can you clarify that you are reporting this as a missing person and this is an emergency so that I can access a database that I shouldn't have access to anyway?
I believe there's a person missing, Poppy. Could you help us find this
Is-
individual?
Thank you so much. Can you go write that in writing real quick?
Yep, okay. I'll write.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna go to the desk, but I'm also going to be like, hey, Coryne, remember the last time we were here and how you did that really cool thing where you bandaged my wounds that were open from falling distances? Can you
Yes.
help me with that? I need a med kit. I'm hurt.
You need to.
Remember
Okay.
the fence thing that you
Yeah.
saw, and we just
He
kinda-
pulls up his shirt and it's just like a lattice work of like open wounds.
Oh my God! Seth, you let us walk all the way here with that? What the hell is wrong with you? And I start getting the.
adrenaline.
God!
Adrenaline.
Jesus.
Yeah. You start bandaging and getting ready. And as Poppy begins to search, I'm gonna pop over to Gavin and Vermillion. Gavin, you are not a Pallet Town native, and neither is Vermillion. So even though it was a longer walk to the Pokemon lab, the two of you take longer because you have to try and access
Find your
all of the
surfer
different little
bro.
walking streets of Pallet Town.
There was the surfer
Eventually,
dude
though.
said that it was the thing.
The surfer dude? Who's the
Remember
surfer
all
dude?
of that backwards. He was a stoner that I met when I first landed here in Pallet Town, and he told me how to
Hey,
get to
that's
the
a-
lab.
That's a rude assumption to make of somebody. Also, like, What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
He gave me good directions. I got mugged, but it was good. It got me there.
You did
Alright,
not
fine.
get mugged.
Let's
almost got
let's
mugged.
confirm you did not get mugged and then narked on them for not mugging you.
Which, in hindsight,
anything,
was
you're the
probably a
least.
good idea that you narked.
No,
you
I
marked for attempted muggery.
I asked the police officer, when is it considered a mugging?
So, I think that's it up there. I think I see river, which will lead us out to the ocean.
Okay. Yes. Sounds good.
Okay. And you guys start to walk out, and yeah, you find yourself out on this long stone road that eventually transforms into like large piers that lead off into the different docks that lead into the Route 21. I think that's the Route 21 waters that'll take you out to the ocean. Looking around, there are ships of every size. There are carrier ships, there are small sailing vessels, there's small fishing boats. There's a guy renting out kayaks.
You know, worst case scenario.
But no, you do not see Captain Nolan or his ship.
I was more asking, do I see like a shipmaster? Not a shipmaster, a dockmaster, that kind of thing, you know, an office where people
there
go...
would be a small office for people to go get their permits and such. Yeah, it'd be a small stout building, single story near the edge of the pier.
Okay, I'm gonna head over there.
Okay.
I imagine there's a little bell on the counter and I go ding.
Yeah, you walk up, hit the bell, ding. You hit the bell before like taking in what's going on in the rest of the building, and it's just like a single room with like an older woman with spectacles who's already sitting at the desk, and you hit the bell and she goes, "Yes."
Hello. I would like to inquire after a ship that is supposed to be here. Did Captain Nolan of Wailmer's Blessing, of the ship the Wailmer's Blessing, did he happen to tell the dock where he was?
I'm sorry, young man. I need you to speak a little bit more. Your accent is very hard to understand.
You say with barely an accent.
Your accent is very hard to understand, and you're speaking quite quickly. Can we start again?
I am looking for Captain Nolan.
Who is this individual?
Burr.
Captain Nolan.
Of the
and what was the
Wailmer's
ship?
Blessing.
Thank you. Wailmer's Blessing. Okay. And what is your relation?
Friend. And
Friend.
customer.
Customer.
employee?
Okay. I can
Slash
look through
employee.
the records for you.
And she goes over, and you see something that puts a hole in your stomach. It drops out from under you as you look at her desk. Realize there is no computer, only a Rolodex and filing cabinet.
Oh,
And she slowly starts to,
Oh no. No.
Captain
No.
Ison? Captain
No.
Dusk?
as
Every letter.
as she starts to like look through the Rolodex, you hear a noise from Vermillion's throat, and they just walk out the front door.
Oh, this isn't in the right spot. One moment. I need to refile this first.
Oh my god.
Oh, she was so lovely. Oh, look at this young man.
And eventually, after 20 minutes,
Oh my god.
she slowly eventually.
Wailmer's Blessing. Entered port a little over a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Left port a few days later. Was there anything else?
Did he say
Oh my
where
God.
he was going?
It's not something that when they charter courses, they don't necessarily. You should go speak to perhaps a navigator company if you want to go know where he went.
Cut to Poppy with like the Minority Report computer searching all this database and finding everything.
There's a reason I cut here before I went back to Bobby.
I'll do that.
Enhance.
Thank you for all of your help.
And then as you go, she goes, "Thank you," and she points her like knobbly finger up at the wall, where it says "tip is customary" on the side.
Oof.
I put in 20 poke, one for every minute I've been waiting.
If you're looking to hire another vessel, because this one is not in port, there are no passenger vessels, but there are a few commercial vessels in port currently.
I put another 5 poke in. And I leave.
You step out and immediately you can see Vermillion has like taken like a small like crate that was off to the side and has dragged it next to the building and is just sitting there like this, like hood up with like the cold breeze hitting them, and they're just like,
how many years has it been?
It's been about 3 centuries at this point.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm going to the navigator, people.
What, like somebody who would help him chart a course?
Yes.
Didn't you say that he was like an experienced seaman?
Someone here's got to know where he went, and if he went somewhere dangerous, I mean, he could have gotten caught in the storm, I suppose, but...
Well, that's what I'm saying, is he probably wouldn't need someone to help him chart a course, especially if it's something that he does regularly. We could always try and rent another ship. He's either on open ocean or he's on the route we're going to be going on.
I know, but he might be in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. We can rent a ship to go see if we can find him, or we can rent some water Pokemon. If you're really worried about this guy, we can set out today and we can go look for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't there like a sap
so then
anywhere nearby?
That's what I was going to say, is maybe we go pick up a couple extra supplies, maybe get that extension for a cross transceiver, and then we head out just today.
Yeah. Okay. Let's head back to the Pokemon Center.
Does that seem like a plan? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, and Vermillion's going to like touch your shoulder. This is going to be okay. You know, people go missing all the time. That's what the ace trainers are for. If he's gone for more than like a day and we can't find him, then we'll call the ace trainers.
A day's a long time to be out on the water.
Yeah, but you also said that he had some accomplished Pokemon, so they won't let him get hurt.
This is the longest. So I'm imagining still got the hand on my shoulders. Like, this is the longest I've seen you touch anyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I'm just trying to comfort my friend. It's not physical contact's not a me thing.
That's okay. Listen. You just do what's comfortable for you, and that'll make everyone else more comfortable.
With that, you both head back to the Pokemon Center, and that's where we're gonna go back to Poppy and the rest of you. As you guys have begun to bandage Seth's back from just the lattice work of bruises and cuts that's in the perfect shape of like that crosshatched chain link fence.
In a way that hopefully will not scar.
But as you're finishing up doing all of the medical work, Poppy goes, "Hey, I think I got something actually."
Wait, how did you get something?
Well, as you walk out, you see Poppy has been dealing with... There was the machine that Professor Oak was kind of playing with when he was speaking to Gavin when you guys were here a week ago, that has a large monitor on it that shows a top-down view of different sections of Kanto. And he had previously used it to show parts of the storm that was approaching and to give you guys information on that before you guys had even left. But as Poppy's now using it, you see that this is not a series of data compiled from weather towers. You see that Poppy is dealing with some sort of visual screen. It almost looks like bird's eye view of almost the whole route from above the clouds.
Did you hack a satellite?
I did not hack anything. First of all, hacking is such a 90s term. I don't know why you're using that. Because hacking, that's not how that works. But also, no, I repurposed the research migration satellite to help you look for your friend.
I turn to Seth and I say, we can't tell anyone. We can't tell anyone.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I did sign the paperwork though, so do we need?
Yeah, if you said it was an emergency, that's one of the things I'm allowed to touch the satellite for is in case of emergencies.
You did hack a satellite, don't you?
I didn't hack anything. I used my credentials to log in. I logged in. I am allowed to touch the satellite.
My best friend's a hacker.
But how big was the ship that your friend was supposed to have?
What was it called? The Wailmer's Blessing?
I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Seth. I wasn't listening. I don't know.
If you would like, you have access to Poke Gears and cross transceivers. You can call Gavin for further updates.
I mean, it was big enough to hold a couple people and some Tentacruel.
I'll send a message to Gavin. Gavin, how big was the ship?
Oh, you didn't call me? Okay. I'm imagining I get the call partway through talk, like waiting for this woman to finish.
Yeah, you get the text and you send back the information like,
and then victory bells wings.
But as you send back the description of the ship that you spent like several days on,
So yay big.
yay big. Poppy goes, okay, so it's not a big ship, because I think I found something kind of small on Route 21. It's hard to see with all the patches of storm clouds, and as Poppy's like gesturing to parts of the screen, you can see that there are large swaths of cloud covering her availability to look at the route. But about halfway down the route, you see that there is a large outcropping of rock and island, and just under one of the clouds, you see peeking out something white, maybe metallic.
Is that it?
That's the closest I can get. It's something.
Could you mark that on our map?
Yeah, here, I can send you guys coordinates on Corinne's cross transceiver. Peep, and there you go, and it sends off.
Cool.
And you get the text message with the, basically Poppy just dropped a pin for you on the map.
Forward that to Gavin.
But if you're gonna head out, you could hire a ship, but those waters around that, I don't know. Poppy hits a button, and it looks like the entire color map of the image shifts, and you can see that swirling out and around a lot of those rocks, you see that there are large riptides under the water that make it to where it looks like ships probably won't be able to access this portion of the route. You might be able to get a ship to take you closer, but you're probably going to need to use some sort of Pokemon to get closer to that outcropping.
So hear me out. I don't think it'll fare well if it doesn't go our way in this conversation, but I could also try and ask my mom to see if we might be able to get some like rangers that aren't really busy at the moment that are built for aquatic rescue to help us if we think that it might be dangerous to go there. Because like, although a Lapras is great, 4 people on a Lapras, it, like with riptides and stuff, may not be the safest.
It might not be the safest, but Sheila's pretty big. The four people's easy for her.
Yeah, well, if we were to get like more people or do other things, if more than just, especially if
she can hold about 6 passengers.
Would we also want the help of a trained professional, though, is the thing.
I think that's a good idea. I just wanted to point out for later on, Sheila's
okay.
pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, a couple thoughts. I don't know how, obviously not all rangers are busy all the time, but the Diglett tunnel did just collapse and Crimson is up in Pewter, so I don't know how many rangers are available.
Well, there's ranger
But
stations
you could still call.
in multiple locations. It's not like they're all in one spot. So
I think the closest ranger station to Route 21 would be either the one on Seafoam or the one in Viridian.
Yeah, and it's not like they can't like taxi to us pretty quickly too.
Yeah, they could fly.
Now, my reason for saying maybe do this is if I tell my mom that we're going to be heading into a storm that has riptides such as these,
She's gonna
may not
flip,
work
bro.
the best in our favor as like hey, we're going to be safe when this happens because we're asking for ranger assistance, or it could be a sign that I'm being responsible as a son and she may take favor to that, and I haven't shown her.
As someone with an overbearing mom, it's gonna be the first one. It's gonna be the first one.
Yeah, but we could always argue and make it the second one. Nah.
Arguing doesn't work with her. It's more of a you've seen the little tidbit of me asking my dad before going to her for stuff like that. So we'll see. I've kept up with my notifications hourly, so that's been good. We'll test it. We'll see how it goes. Poppy, can you make it sound not terrible, but important enough to where a ranger could maybe help us traverse it easier with the rescue?
This is one of the things that I gave Coryne earlier, but there's a weather warning on the route right now. People are already advised to only go if they can handle it.
Yes, but like you're also in a lab coat, and it would just sound like a more official, I think, if that would make sense.
I could. We don't work super close with the Rangers, so I don't really have like. I would have to call the general line too.
You're killing me here. Hey,
I found your ship on a multi-mile long route,
and is letting us borrow Lapras.
And that's so
I feel like I did a lot. I'm already goated here.
I'm gonna make the phone call, and I would hope that you would assist us in our attempt to potentially save an ally that could be stranded at sea in danger.
I found him.
Yes.
I'm gonna text Gavin.
Okay. You text Gavin. You're gonna call your mom, Seth? We need to roll to see whether or not she's even picking up.
Yeah.
She's
I don't
busy.
know what time it is. It's like midday.
Oh wait. No, your mother would not pick up right now. Sorry. There was progress on a different clock. Your mom would not pick up right now. She's busy.
Progress on a different clock. Oh,
Excuse?
Gavin, come on.
Excuse? I text Gavin and I say, the last time you traveled with the captain, how many people were on the boat beside you?
1.
No, beside you.
Yeah, 1. It was the captain and me.
Oh, so he probably just went by himself. So there's maybe a max of 6 people if he took someone with him. Probably just the captain.
I'll leave a voice message
Okay.
for my mom saying, hey,
Yep.
Mom, made it back to Pallet. Got a badge, as you saw from the text message. Sail's doing great. Working on the wings just to kind of, build some strength, maybe gain some size, bulking up with food. Anyway, so we're going to start traveling on Route 21 soon. And cool thing, you're going to be super excited about this. We actually were able to procure Gary Oak's Lapras to help us in case other things happen, to help us with traversing or in case something happens with the ship. Not that there would be something that happens with the ship, just oceanic stuff. But I did want to ask if there happened to be any either like off-duty or like rangers that aren't really doing stuff on the open sea that could maybe help us if there were to be like an ocean rescue happening in some part of a storm where like a ship
This is such
and
a
friend
long
member
voicemail.
that we got, she's used to it, we're maybe needing help.
Voicemail box is full.
And then I'll text the rest of the message. So just let us know. Hit me up whenever that happens.
I didn't even make the call that it was full, and that was beautiful.
And just call me back.
You leave that
Love you,
message and then
bye.
finish it out over text, and you type out the love you bye, and the text goes. It says delivered on the message.
Cool. Okay, while I'm here, I'm gonna shoot some other emails whilst everyone else is talking to people.
Oh, that other one that we talked about pre episode. You're gonna send that
I'll send
that email.
email to
Okay.
Adeline Voss.
Good to know.
And add some extra little questions in there.
Shocking.
Can you roll me a charm roll, please, to
Yeah,
see
and I
how
do
well
also
you can get those
Want
questions?
to feather in like the passive, passive asking of like,
Mhm.
hey, do you guys do like cool like
Yeah,
emotional merch wear
that's what this
type of-
roll is
okay,
for,
cool,
is
cool.
how well you feather these things in.
Yeah.
Because to let everybody else know, Seth received some correspondence from some other people that maybe had some questions for Ms. Voss, and we'll be sending an email.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, there's a cool care package with like a couple recipe books, a T-shirt or something. That'd be-
Do you
Trying
want
to get sponsorship from Bosco?
Do you
Some
want a
merch.
proofread? Do you want a proofreader?
Sure. Yeah. Do you guys want to help me? I'll look to Coryne and Poppy.
Yeah. Hey, I'm really good at grammar. Can I give him advantage if I proofread it and be like, maybe don't say it like that?
You can give him an advantage on the charm roll if you'd like.
Shame I'm not there. I'm real charming.
You are very charming. You're very, very charming.
So it's gonna be 6.
6? 6 is good. 6 isn't great. So we'll hold on to that. So
Or not. You
With
don't have to
that
send a
sent-
T-shirt. It's okay. I don't.
with that sent, you're looking at the t-shirt message like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have sent that. But as that sent, Poppy goes, okay, so are you guys gonna head out today then, even if you don't hear back from the Rangers?
I think so, because if we worst case scenario, they'll just meet us on the route.
Well, I don't think I have anything else that the lab can offer that will help out, other than call before you go too far into a storm. I might be able to help you guys out from here. I can always, it's an emergency if I need access to that satellite.
Oh, if you did, you could just write an addendum at the bottom of the page that Seth signed. That says went on a rescue mission. That's an emergency.
Okay, interesting.
Huh.
Interesting. Okay.
Poppy's
That's
a
not how
woman in
legal
the chair.
documents works. Yeah. That's not how legal documents work if they've
It's
already been
called
signed.
an addendum.
Well, there was not a lawyer present,
then also
so
has to be
we
signed.
did our best.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But also, yeah, sure, whatever. That's fine. I'll miss you guys. I mean, at this rate, you're going to be back in like a week anyway, because, that's just how you people seem to work. We did this whole big goodbye like a week ago, and now you're back already.
Well,
Really taking the wind out of my sails
Is
here.
it wrong that I miss you? Okay.
I missed you too. I missed you a lot. Okay. Seth, just remember, wearing a lab coat doesn't make you a researcher.
Well, Pointing out things doesn't make you a better friend to me. I'll roll the.
She high five. She holds up a high five for that one. That was good. That was
Shove
good.
it back in my
You're
bag
gonna-
and take it.
Yes, you don't leave her hanging. Okay.
Oh my god. I look at Poppy and I just raise my eyebrow like, okay.
I could be nicer. All right, go find your sailor. What he is? Sailor, captain, that guy. Go find him.
Captain. All right. So long, Captain.
You guys head out, and I'm assuming you go meet up with Gavin, who, with Vermillion, you guys have... Gavin, if you want the sat link, like, upgrade for your cross transceiver, that's going to be 800 poke.
If we're going out, I don't want to end up in the same problem.
Okay.
How much would a sat upgrade for my gear be?
That does not even
Doesn't
expandable.
exist.
Your
All right,
poke
that's
gear
fine.
doesn't... Yeah, it's
We're
too old.
It's okay.
Soon as I get it, you probably like when you guys come and find us, I'm walking out of the shop, plugging it onto my thing, and I'm making the call back to Nolan.
It looks like when you put like a cartridge into like a Game Boy, it's like a dunk like thing, and you start getting it.
Do you
Getting
want
it ready.
the money to like
I pull
as
out
a
the-
group
pull out
put
the
towards that? Gavin?
I think at this point he would have purchased it before
Yeah, do you
like,
want
you guys met up.
Do you want funds to go back to like recouping that? Because that's kind of like a group thing that helps us all. If
One second.
I'll take that as a no. My money's mine.
No, you call, and once again it disconnect disconnect number
Shit.
because it's not your signal. That's the issue.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing. It's fine. It's okay. We're good.
Okay. Right. I know this other stuff we wanted to buy. I just wanted to grab this before we do anything. What about? Do the Jennies have like a Coast Guard equivalent?
I mean, there are the Pokemon Rangers.
That's the equivalent. That's the closest thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And where are we at with that? What did you guys? You guys found? I got a
left
ping.
a pretty short message from my mom just to be like, hey, if we got some folks over there that could like help us, maybe let us know. It was a quick message, so she'll get back to me at some point, I'm sure.
Okay. I got a ping on my phone. What does that mean?
Oh, we used due to this being an emergency circumstance, we used or procured what again, Coryne? It was like a emergency migration satellite or something. Anyway, we got eyes in the sky
Okay. And you
to find your guy.
think you found his ship?
Pretty sure. I mean, it seems to be the only one that is there that we can tell. It's kind of hard to see with all the like storm happening, but you know, we'll figure it out.
Okay. You guys gave me grief last time I spoke to Jenny about things, so I just want to say my instinct is telling me before we go out, we let Jenny know that we're going.
Oh, well, we got that covered too. Our tech person's got that covered.
Okay.
Poppy, we told Poppy. Poppy's our tech person. You've met Poppy.
Yeah, sorry, I'm really distracted.
Are you okay? Do you need like to sit for a second? Has he been like this the whole time? I'll look at Vermillion.
Yeah, we've been working on it, but yeah, he's been pretty bent out of shape since we had to talk to the old lady, and she didn't help at all. At all.
That was.
Rough.
Have I got a beard yet?
No,
If anything,
you
even
and if you
smoother
did, it'd be
shaved.
too patchy to notice it.
Ouch! Too close to home. No. So are we going today?
I thought that was the plan, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Right. So we should grab stuff, right?
Yes.
Once again, we are going to do we're not going to roleplay the Pokemart. We go to the Pokemart way too often to roleplay the Pokemart. What are you
Kid
grabbing?
Get a promotion?
No, we're not going to deal with that child. So, you guys went to the Pokemart. What'd you get?
We got floaties. I got Pokemon food for water types. I got a Mystic Water.
Okay. And to clarify, Vermillion picked up the vests, the floaties for everybody. And in that time, Coryne, because we were in the before times, Coryne mentioned that Vermillion is indeed rolling in it because Vermillion seems to be able to pay for basically everything you guys go places.
Mm-hmm.
Has not won any battles to get new money.
It's crazy.
Got that
It's
old
wild.
Vermillion said a
but-
million.
Vermillion.
But you guys get all of your things, and at this point, it's starting to like if you're gonna go, you need to go because it's getting to be about 3 in the afternoon. It's winter. You maybe have 2 more hours of sunlight if you're heading out tonight.
Do we have a ship, or are we going to take Sheila as our means of travel?
Who's Sheila?
Oh shit! Yeah. I might have procured us a lapras.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work when we get closer in the currents and stuff. But if we want to get there quick, we should probably try and hire a ship.
Yeah. I'll go. Yeah, let's go do that. And
Okay.
go and find.
You guys-
this place seems fine. I'm gonna go to the building that has the old lady there.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No.
As you like, get to the door, you hear no from both Vermillion and Gavin. Walking down, you see that there are a lot of ships, but often on these docks, people aren't like bustling, coming and going. A lot of times, ships are just parked because people are out doing things. Can Gavin roll me a spot hidden check, please?
That's a 14 with my badge added to it.
Okay, a 14. 14 is very, very good. As you look around, you can see there are multiple people with like small engine-powered vessels. You probably wouldn't want something sailing-based.
Hello there. Are you is your ship available for charter?
Is my ship available for charter? I don't know. You see this like short, stout, like man with like a cigar hanging out the side of his face, like very like dark skin with like little grizzled beard. I don't. What do you mean for charter? Like you need it for like you trying to rent my boat?
Yes, please.
Okay, well I don't do rentals because it's my boat and I don't have access to giving it to people.
No, I mean, will you take us somewhere?
Oh, sure. I do day trips. You want to leave what 4 or 5 a.m. go fishing?
No,
catch
we'd
some
like
sea
to go now, and we want you to just leave us halfway in the water. We have a lapras. So we're going to be going. The
You
rest
boys,
of the way.
you both trainers.
Yes.
Yes.
You both trainers. Oh, okay. I mean, if you want me to take you, how far?
You know the islands mid between Cinnabar?
Oh, that's like 3-hour round trip. That's gonna put me back after dark. Sure, I'll do it for 1,000.
Yeah, sure.
All right, yeah, we're 1,000. Yeah. All right, yeah. He seems more surprised that like there was no haggling that was done. All right, sure. Yeah, no, you want to leave? I can be ready in like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I just gotta gas up.
All right.
Because you don't want us all to get stuck out there, especially not with these storms. No sailor's stupid enough to get stuck out there right now.
Yeah.
Laugh.
He said,
So, yeah, I'll be ready in 20 minutes, and y'all be ready to go.
Okay, where the hell is Coryne?
Yeah, you look around, and Coryne is gone at this point. Coryne, I believe I know where you've sprinted off to.
Mm-hmm.
The hospital is on the south side, so it's not far from the docks. You can get there in maybe 5 minutes.
Great.
By sprinting.
Sprinting the whole way.
You get there, and the door's gonna open, and you see like people in their like white like doctor's attire. You see individuals waiting in the emergency room. What are you doing?
I wouldn't just know what room she's in, would I?
No, you've never visited this person.
Okay, I walk up to the nurse's station, like the desk, and I say,
Okay.
Hey, good afternoon. My name's Coryne. I'm looking for. Do you know who Graham Elhurst? I'm looking for his mom.
Oh, I'm familiar. He used to be a regular visitor. What's your relation?
There is no relation. Just I had a message to deliver. Graham left town to go be a trainer, and I have a letter, just in case.
That boy?
Yeah, I know.
Trainer?
Yeah, crazy, right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, his mother is in our long-term wing, and visitor hours are only for another hour and a half. So you're gonna have to be a little quick, but
yeah, just delivering a message.
There shouldn't be an issue if you're just delivering. Is it like a package?
No, honestly, just a letter. Mm-hmm.
You're aware that she isn't able to take messages at the moment, right?
No. He just left it. And
Honey,
so
Miss Elhurst hasn't been conscious for 3-4 months.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
Her condition worsened. And I unfortunately can't go too much more into it than that.
Patient confidentiality, right.
Yeah.
That's really...
But if you want to leave something, that's fine.
Okay.
There should be a small table up there.
I don't suppose you know. I mean, you said her condition worsened. It's none of my business, but will it get better?
I'm not her nurse. I'm not her doctor. I'm not sure.
Of course.
But if you want to very quickly go up, she should be on the 5th floor.
Okay.
526.
526, 5th floor. Got it. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I start walking, thinking, darn, I couldn't get any info. That's fine.
You quickly, I think you would probably take the stairs versus the elevator because you're trying to rush.
Oh yeah, I'm taking
your friends notice you're gone.
2 at a time, 3 at a time if I'm daring.
Mm-hmm. Up the stairs. You actually pass a couple of like medical practitioners, like, "Hey, slow down!" and
Sorry.
like they like yell at you as you go by.
Mm-hmm.
But you eventually get up to the top and you get to the 5th floor. Running down the hallway, 522, 523, 524, 525, 526. Eileen Elhurst.
Great. I look around. Is anybody watching the door?
No, there's the nurse's station down the hall, but nobody's currently glancing this way. As you're looking around, it seems like a lot of the doors that are open, this is for longer term residents, so there are a few people busying themselves up here.
Okay. I go ahead and I walk in.
Okay. You walk in, and there is a medical bed in this room, as well as like a small bathroom suite and desk, but you're focused on the medical bed because there's a smaller woman, maybe like 5'4", 5'5", laid out on the bed. Hair kind of like let to flow over her shoulders. It's dark brown but graying in places. She is so skinny. She's maybe 100 pounds, if that. Pale. She's hooked up to a ventilator that's currently going. You have been... I think the only reason I tell you to note this is because you have been thinking about it for days. But as you kind of get up to this room and you've pulled into this room and you've seen this woman, the mother of this person who you don't know why you feel like you need to care about this person. They've always just been kind of shitty. As you look around, you note that this room looks a little different than all the ones you just ran past. Not because like there's like small differences, but because it's different in quite a major way. The medical bed looks a little newer. All the devices hooked up to her ventilator is state-of-the-art, cutting edge, brand new. This seems like this is the most technologically pimped out suite that you've seen as you were running through the hospital.
I knew it.
But that's where you stand, as there's just the sound of like a ding, 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 and her occasional soft breathing coming forced through a ventilator.
Is there a visitors? I mean, she didn't make me sign in or anything, but is there's like a visitors list where you like sign in?
The log would be at the nurse's station.
Damn it. Okay. First of all, I leave the letter.
The one that you got at the Pokemon Center in session like 3?
Yeah. I leave it in plain sight. Are there, you know how medical records get clipboarded to the bed? Is that there?
Yes, it would be. And most people would not be able to read it very well. But you are not most people. You, as we've established, have a fair amount of medical training. You've spent summer internships at hospitals and Pokemon centers. You know how to read a medical chart.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of pick up the chart, there's a lot of words on there that kind of make your stomach sink. Degenerative nerve damage, comatose, organ failure. It seems like his mom has a condition that is causing her body to slowly break down.
Oh my God.
The charts imply that it is terminal and that she is only being kept alive by the machines in here today. And that gives you a little bit more insight into Graham, this, for some reason, bully turned terrorist.
Okay. Does it name the disease or do they not know?
They probably would name it, but Aaron's not a medical professional, and he's not gonna try and pass it off as something he does know.
Totally fine. Can I put the name in my Pokedex or in my little thingy, like in my notes?
In your cross transceiver, like in like a notes app?
Yeah.
Sure, 100%.
Missing no syndrome.
Missing no syndrome. Okay.
That's pretty
And
good.
then-
That's pretty good.
That was solid.
And then, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll just leave.
Okay. It is probably when you hit the lobby that you start getting phone calls from like Vermillion and texts from your other teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, where are you? Where have you been?
I text everyone in a group chat. Be right back, on my way back. Sorry, got sidetracked.
By the time Coryne returns, everyone...
Well, good, we finally have a group chat. Didn't want to be the first.
Why are your messages showing up a different color? That's weird.
Yeah, why you have red messages, but everybody else is white. That's really weird.
Whatever.
But as Coryne finally returns, all of you kind of situated yourself onto this small... It just looks like basically like a speedboat. You're all sitting in kind of this U-shaped lounge in the back, and it is as Coryne gets back that that he finishes like putting down his canister of gassing, and he goes, "All right, I'm ready to go. You all ready to head out?"
Yes, Captain.
Yep.
I ain't no captain.
Put on your vest, Coryne.
Or Mr. What's your? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
You didn't even ask my name, so I figured it wasn't important to you. Now, you want to get on your way or what?
I'll go sit down.
Do I recognize
Alright.
this person?
No.
Damn.
This person is a temporary visitor who happens to be at the docks. And he goes, "All right, well, remember, I'm just leaving you out in the middle of the ocean. So, let's do this."
Send a message to Poppy saying we are leaving now. With
Poppy goes,
guy in boat. Don't know his name. He won't give it to us.
Poppy responds, "I know, I can see you."
You're watching us now?
From the satellite?
It's a live feed.
And Poppy just sends like 6 like horned demon emojis.
Oh, you would.
As a response. But this like just hobbyist turns the boat and drives it down Route 21, and it's getting to be like 4 o'clock, and the sun is slowly starting to set. That's where we're gonna end today's episode of Unbeatable, a Kanto journey. This is so sad. This has become a rescue mission to go find Captain Nolan. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Definitely not a terrible idea.
Definitely not a terrible idea. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us. We appreciate you watching this episode. We love it if you come and watch us every other Saturday over on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you for watching this episode of Unbeatable. If you want to support our podcast, please subscribe here and head on over to our Patreon. Our patrons get access to early episodes, bonus content, and rule breakdowns for our games. Thank you for sticking around and being unbeatable.
I am unbeatable, I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fold, because I am unbeatable. Earning every badge, whatever it takes, I'm gonna be the best trainer, you just wait. And I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.